Yo, what's up, guys? We are back to continue leveling. I'm just waiting for this broadcast to show up on my thing so I can pull up my chat. And I will say hello as I always do. All right, cool. And we are right back to it. Back with Alexandish the Rogue, level 15. Hoping today we can get to roughly level 20, maybe run Dead Mines if we can get there, but we will see how it goes. Alright, so first thing we gotta do. I think we go kill the Harvest Watchers. I feel like there was a good reward for that quest. The Killing Field. Oh yeah, there was like a really good pair of pants we can get. So I think we go dedicate some time to killing the Harvest Watchers. Sorry, I gotta change where I can see on my... So I have my stream pulled up, obviously, just to keep an eye on it and to see the chat. But if it's too high, I can see myself, like I can see what I'm doing, and it's just, it tricks my brain out, so. If we want to make more Westfall stew, we would need Murloc eyes and stringy vulture meat. So probably not going to farm any more of that, especially because the Westfall stew isn't a food buff item, it's just a lot of health you can get, which is fine, but we don't need that right now. As always, I have my camera over the chat in the game because I feel like, you know, people shouldn't have their chat leaked without like authorizing it ahead of time. So that, not to say that I won't have chat visible for like guild raids and stuff, but when people don't have a say in whether or not they want their chat shown, I'm not gonna put it out there. I think that's just nice common courtesy. Go ahead, take your shot, bro. I see you pull the gun out. Take your shot. Alrighty. Do that slice and dice. I don't know if we talked about it yesterday. I had one last point to put into my character here, so I got to the second tier of the assassination line, and we're putting it into ruthlessness. So after all 3 ranks are done, we'll have a 60% chance to add a combo point whenever we use a finisher. Our finishers right now are Eviscerate and Slice and Dice. We're going to start using Slice and Dice a lot more. Eviscerate's fine, but Slice and Dice is definitely going to be the bread and butter for a little while, because rogues are one of the rare classes that do most of their damage through their melee auto attacks.
Need help? Farewell.
Ooh. I get some liver pie. Oh boy. Along with a liver pie recipe. Oh boy. I think we can just sell the pie. I don't think we need it.
Go with honor, friend.
It's fine. Oh, and then I was going to switch out my bottom bag here. So 6 items were in there. That's where the light hide is. What should even go down here? I mean, I want the it doesn't really matter, I guess. It doesn't matter at all. I don't know why I'm wasting time with this. We're through the point where Westfall is an inventory nightmare. We're through it. We've gotten all of, or most of the items we have to pick up. There's nothing we really need to worry about. And I did say I was going to do the Watchers, but there's someone else farming the Watchers right now. And I want to go do the People's Militia and the Gnoll Paws first, because the Gnolls and the Trappers and Smugglers are lower level. So I don't want to end up at a point where they're gray and I don't get any experience for killing them. So, just going to take care of that first. Just walk straight into him. I was looking at other stuff. A couple things we're going to do this weekend I'm excited for. All to do with the channel, nothing to do outside the world. I don't deal with the outside world at all. That's, you know, not my domain. We're going to... We still have one quest left to do. Wait, wrong button. So there's actually a quest here, the cloth and leather armor quest. That is the end of the Rolf and Malachi storyline, and that's the next quest line that I'm making a video on. So I have to go do that quest, and then I have to go pull all of the video from that quest line to then start, putting together a video for it. And then I have to write the script for it, because you don't just off the cuff wing that. What is Brock? Oh my god, Brexit. Rare. I didn't even know there was a rare that spawned here. Level 19 too? That's crazy. Yeah, we have to... Sorry, there's a fruit fly in front of me here. Getting to be the warm season, so we're gonna have bugs in the house. My apartment is... it's like a big apartment building, but mine is on the ground floor, so it's like half underground. I think that just means I'm gonna end up with more bugs than most people would. Oh well. It is what it is. It also means that there's not as much heat that can come into my apartment because, half of it's underground where the heat's not going to really penetrate. So, little give, little take, right? But, yeah, so, gonna be doing that. I think I'm gonna dedicate a couple hours later today or tomorrow to filming more Borderlands 2 videos, because I started this channel with the idea that I can use Borderlands 1, 2, pre-sequel, and 3, and the Tiny Tina one? I forget what it's called specifically. But I figured I could use those as a foundation for my channel, so if I never knew what to do, I could always have those videos. Like, I could always just play Borderlands, because I love Borderlands. It's my favorite game series of all time. So it's just a very stable thing for me to jump back into and to, like, talk during, because I don't have to worry about what I'm doing, because I've played them all so many times that I know exactly what I'm doing, except for the very last one, the Tiny Tina's D&D one. I haven't played that one through all the way yet. I meant to, but then, you start a game and you get pulled away doing something else, and then by the time you get back to it, it's, you're way past it, right? So I might go record like 5 or 6 hours of Borderlands 2. That'll get me a good 10 to 15 videos worth of Borderlands 2, which means I'll have roughly 20 stored up, and then that's just a good backstop to have in case I have a period of time where for some reason I can't play WoW, or I'm in between series and I don't really know what to produce at the moment. I can just slowly trickle out some Borderlands, 2 or 3 a day, and then hopefully by the time I run through my backlog, or I don't feel like doing Borderlands for a little bit, I'll have found something else to do. I think one of my main goals is going to be to jump onto new games as they come out, because you want to get those clicks from people who are Googling for the new games, like on day one. That's what I did with Redfall. We all know that game was not perfect, but if you go look at my review for it, I actually thought it was a fine game. I had a lot of fun. There were some visual glitches. The gameplay was not perfect, but I had a lot of fun. Would play again. So you can go look for that review if you want. It's still up on my channel. Obviously, I'm not going to take it down. Definitely people did not agree with my opinion of it, and that's fine. You don't have to agree with me. You just have to accept that I'm right. That's all. So make new video, Borderlands 2, grind this game out. Joyous Journeys is here till the 19th, I believe, so that gives us roughly 10 days, because it is currently the 9th. That gives us roughly 10 days to hit max level, so we don't have to worry about, grinding out XP without that 50% buff. I think we can do it pretty easily. I think I would be shocked if we're not at least level 40 by the end of this weekend, and if we're not max level by the end of next weekend, right before Joyous Journeys gets turned off, I did something wrong. Like, at that point, I can just clearly say that I screwed something up with my schedule. I didn't play as much as I thought I would play something like that. Because that's the only way that's going to happen. Oh, come on, there we go. So we popped Evasion here. If you've never played Rogue, or you don't know what Evasion is, Evasion increases our dodge chance by 50% for 15 seconds. So for 15 seconds, you have a higher chance of them missing than them actually hitting you. So when I pull multiple enemies, I'm probably going to have to pop evasion just because otherwise we're going to get wrecked. I mean, these guys were level 11, so we probably could have done it without evasion even and gotten through, but never hurts to be careful. Cool. And one more paw. I don't want to pull that camp because I don't have evasion up, and I just don't want to deal with dying. Dying's a pain. What I could do is go farm stringy vulture meat and Murloc eyes, because those are very high demand items, because the quest we did in our last video yesterday when we played to do the Westfall stew needs Murloc eyes, stringy vulture meat, Gortusk snouts, and okra. But the stringy vulture meat and the Murloc eyes are definitely the hardest ones to obtain, or the ones that people, because you kill boars all over the place, but there's only Murlocs down here and along the coast, and then the vultures are pretty few and far between. So I could go farm a bunch of those and put them on the auction house, because there are going to be a bunch of people who are playing like an alt and they just want, any quest that you could just buy the item for instead of having to go grind out the mobs is probably a lot quicker for you. So there might be some money in it. I don't actually know, but there may be. I'll have to look into it next time we head back to the Stormwind. I watched a video last night after I got off from playing WoW. I sat down and watched a little YouTube, and I watched some WoW content on YouTube because I'm an addict. And it was a video of a guy who, him and his friends got together. They all named their characters based on Lord of the Rings characters, and then they spent time fishing in Stormwind to try to fish up the One Ring item, which is a ring that has a +1 to all of the 5 major stats here. So other than armor, these 5 major stats. And it took 4 of them dropped out pretty quickly, and then the last one was there for over, I think it was 22 hours he did it until he finally got the ring. It was a fun little watch though. Those are the kinds of videos I want to do, like broad appealing things. I just feel like, I don't know what's stopping me. Really nothing's stopping me. I should be able to do it. I just don't know why I'm not. Who knows? Part of it is I don't feel confident in my video editing skills to put together a 30-minute video like that. I mean, I have a ton of 30-minute videos on my channel, but those are all just straight gameplay clips. Me playing, commentating while I'm playing, and then I just run it through an editor to make sure it's 1080, 60 frame, all of that in the right format, and then I throw it onto YouTube. But to actually piece together hundreds and hundreds of clips to get 30 minutes of gameplay, and on top of that, write and voice act a compelling script for it, like that's just a lot to do. So I want to get better at it. I'm not saying I'm never going to do that kind of stuff, but I want to get much better at it. I think, so I've been doing the videos on the quest lines, and obviously I've got one that I'm writing and recording this weekend. Hopefully I can have it out by Monday or Tuesday if I really put time into it. But I think after those, what I want to do next is zone lore. So like I'd be like Elwyn Forest, and then I'd walk you through Elwyn Forest and explain what's going on in each different area as just one whole video. Maybe not handling specific quests, because that would start to cut into my own other videos that deal with the quest lines, but more in like a broad sense of like, this is Elwyn Forest. In the north, you'll find Northshire Abbey. Here they're dealing with these problems. And like, these are the people you'll meet there and the backstory on them. And I think that could be a pretty successful series. I'm sure someone out there has done something similar, if not identical, but I'm better, so fuck them. I am A+, they are A-. Truly, I just need to get more confident in myself as a video editor and a YouTuber in general. I've thought about streaming on Twitch. I actually think I'm okay staying on YouTube indefinitely. I know Twitch has a wider pool to pull from, in that more people might find my content, but also Twitch has so many people playing that for someone to be found who has 1 or 2 viewers, I mean, someone has to have scrolled through hundreds of other people first. Like, there's just, unless someone's looking for my name specifically, there's just no shot. Whereas on YouTube, I think it's a lot easier for someone to look up, you know, WoW Classic Wrath of the Lich King and end up finding my live stream going. I think it's just a lower bar to entry, if that makes sense, for this kind of content. Like, I don't know, it says someone else is here right now. I don't know who you are. Welcome. Hello. Glad to see you. But I can't imagine someone randomly finding me on Twitch like that. I just think there's too much competition. Whereas on YouTube, I think the live streaming scene on YouTube is criminally small for how big YouTube is as a platform. Well, there you go. So it's 2 different things. It's people wanting to see the game I'm specifically playing, and then getting far enough down to actually find me, and then, you know, being the one out of the random hundreds that are streaming that they actually click on. The whole thing. That makes me just not want to try to participate in it. So I think I want to just focus on one specific platform, that platform being YouTube. Because that's where all of my other videos are getting uploaded anyway. And it's not like I've had insane success or anything. I've got 35 subscribers. I've been uploading for 2 months now. However, it's pretty steady. I like it. I think by the end of the year I could be at 100 if I really, you know, work on it. And I've heard from anyone who's talked about, like, any big star who's talked about, you know, their rise up on YouTube. They've said, like, the first 100 subscribers are the hard part. Like, once you have 100, to get 100, you need to either, well, have a really lucky, successful video. That's obviously a way, but to do it the grindy way, you know, you keep making content, you keep getting 1 subscriber a video. Like, you just find that one person who connects with what you're doing and likes what you're doing. And then eventually it just slowly snowballs from there. But that first 100 is definitely the hardest part of it all. So I'm just trying to keep that in mind while I'm doing this. And just when I hit that 100, I think it's going to be a big moment for me mentally. Just like, all right, I've gotten over the big hump. Now I just need to keep doing what I've been doing that's been drawing people in. I don't know if me saying that Redfall wasn't a terrible game worked for me or against me. Because I was, so I started with Borderlands 1, I did like half of the series, and then Redfall came out, and I jumped right onto Redfall to get videos out day 1. And I got a couple people who in the comments were like, hey, I'm really glad that you're playing the game and not just immediately shitting on it. Like, I like that, you know, you've got a different perspective, a more positive, upbeat perspective. And, you know, that's awesome. But also, I got a lot of people in the comments who were like, your opinion is trash. You don't know anything if you think that Redfall is at all a decent game. I thought it was fun. I don't know. I think it helps that I didn't actually pay for Redfall. I played it on Game Pass. So, maybe that did help sway my opinion of it. This is not hardcore, by the way. If I die, it means nothing. I just want to point that out because this was definitely a hardcore butt clench moment. If I was playing hardcore, I do play hardcore. I've stopped now that the hardcore servers are coming out, but I will get back into it. Solo most of the way. I'll jump into dungeons when I can, but I don't really have anyone to play with. I mean, if there was someone on Grobulus with a level 15 in Westfall that wanted to group up, I have no problem with that. Just don't. I'm not a big social person, so I don't make a lot of friends outside of like, hey, I queued up for this dungeon and you queued up for this dungeon. Let's run this dungeon together and then bye forever. My hope is that I can get into some dungeons though. I looked up the loot for Dead Mines. There are a couple one-handed swords and daggers in there that would be a huge upgrade. So I want to be able to run Dead Mines at least once for a chance at them. But if I found a couple people who wanted to spam Dead Mines for an hour or two, I'd be more than down for that. I think my big thing is going to hit level 18, because then I'm going to get ambush, and that's when Rogue starts to feel really fun. Because like right now, it feels like every other class. I'm walking up to things, I'm just randomly, you know, just walking up to things, aggroing them, hitting them, killing them. But ambush is when you start to get all stealthy and sneak around things. You throw out a distraction to turn them, and then right in the back. Oh, it's the class fantasy you want as a rogue. Sorry, I liked my own video just there. That's why the audio cut out. Every like counts. I'm not ashamed to say it. Every single like counts, so if I have to like my own videos for a while, I will. I think my highest liked video is outside of YouTube Shorts, because those don't count as real videos. It's like 6 or 7, and it was one of my Redfall videos, I'm pretty sure. Might have been my Redfall review, actually. I think that actually got like 13 or 14 likes, but there were a lot of dislikes on that as well. Because once again, people didn't like my opinion that it was not the worst game that's ever come out. Thankfully, it kind of got overshadowed by Gollum when that came out. That was a travesty of a game. I'm glad I did not decide, because my plan has always been to jump on new games as they come out and try to put out videos day one. Yeah, that's how I found, I like randomly meeting people as well. I don't have friends who play this game, like IRL friends, so I like meeting people like that. That's how I met my guild in Wrath of the Lich King before we fell apart around Christmas. But we played for, you know, good 2 months or so together. It was a lot of fun. And you get into Discord calls with people and you start to, you know, form a friendship with them. It's a good time. But yeah, I'm glad I didn't actually purchase Gollum, because that game was hot trash. Truly just next level, just no care from the development team. And I don't want to blame them, because you know, they didn't start out to produce a bad product. And I know that they have, you know, corporate overlords that they're working for, that at the end of the day, they're the ones who forced the product to get pushed out the way it was. But at the same time, like, at some point you have to take responsibility for the fact that you threw out a duck egg. Let's eat a little bit. Yeah, no, I'm hoping to find a group for Deadmines later today or tomorrow that will run Deadmines with me a handful of times. I don't care about any of the gear outside of the daggers that I can get, or the swords that I can get. I'd really prefer to stay daggers, because I feel like that's the class fantasy of a rogue, is you have daggers. You sneak up on people, you stab them in the back with your daggers. So I'd like to keep that if I can, but while I'm leveling, I'm not going to be super picky about what I use. If it's better, it's better, and I'll just throw it on. When I get to max level, though, I'm sticking with daggers. I don't care if it's better for raids or not. I don't care about parsing. I don't care about being the top DPS. I just care about having, you know, serviceable DPS that keeps me in the group and just keep getting gear. That's how I felt when I was playing my mage. We did Naxxramas together. We fell apart around Christmas, so we never got to Ulduar, but I was playing a mage, and there were 2 other mages there, because there are so many freaking mages in Lich King, because they're just so good. But they were both playing Arcane, because that was the best, you know, the best spec for mage at the time. And I was sitting there playing Fire Mage, and I would be pretty close to them on the charts, but they'd ask me every now and then, like, why are you still playing Fire Mage? Like, Arcane is just significantly better, like, for right now. Like, later when you get gear, Fire Mage becomes really good. It becomes one of the top DPS specs overall. And I was just like, I don't know, Fire Mage is fun for me. I like throwing out a free Pyroblast that crits. Like, it's just fun. It almost seemed foreign to them for a moment to be having fun with a game or to be having fun raiding instead of just trying to, like, parse well. I mean, if it became a problem for my guild, if I was, like, bottom of the charts and they were like, listen, you either need to start playing the specialization that works for you, or, you know, we need to find someone who can provide more DPS, then I probably would have looked at, like, okay, should I change to play something better? But as long as it works and no one has a problem with it. But yeah, I really like daggers because I'm playing a rogue. Like, that's just the class fantasy of the rogue. You have 2 daggers, you get all sneaky deaky, you get up behind someone, and then you stab them as hard as you can with those daggers. If I have 2 swords in my hand, I just feel like a warrior. I feel like a warrior with less armor. which I love playing warrior, don't get me wrong, but if I want to play warrior, I'll go play warrior. I've looked into what the optimal rotation for an assassination rogue is though, and I really like the look of it. So the big thing is that you keep slice and dice up, which increases your attack speed. So most of your damage is coming from your auto attacks. But then once you're high enough level, you get something called Envenom, which is a different finisher. But when you use Envenom, it also uses slice and dice at max rank. So I don't have to constantly figure out how I'm keeping slice and dice up and like feel like I'm not able to use other abilities. So it looks like it's going to be fun, and I'll get to use actual damaging abilities instead of building up points just to spend them on more attack speed. And then the end goal is to kill the Lich King. That's the end goal of the expansion. I really hope they do Cataclysm Classic as well. I know some people have said, oh, if they do Cataclysm, that's when I'm dropping off. Cataclysm sucks. I never got to play Cataclysm originally, so whether it's a good expansion or not, it's still more WoW and more raids and more dungeons and just more mechanics and stuff to do. So whether or not it's technically a great expansion or not, I think I'm going to enjoy it. Oh god, we're going to die here, aren't we? No, we're not. Whew, close one. Yeah, so the plan is to just grind out this character. Like, don't be surprised if you see me live for most of the weekend. I'm going to grind this character out as hard as physically possible because I want to get to max level before Joyous Journeys is over. That way I don't have to deal with leveling without that 50% buff, because otherwise that'll literally take weeks. Not that I want to just bypass the whole leveling process. I do enjoy leveling. I enjoy the journey of it. But right now I have my mindset focused on that end game. Ooh, we got a mask. That's also something I can use. So only rogues can wear this mask. I feel cool. Go sell things at some point. Picked up too much stuff. I'm going to hold on to the Akra. So the Akra is one of the quest items for the Westfall Stew quest. So I want to see what that sells for on the marketplace. Because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people with, like, you know, 30 or 40, 80 level alts, and every time they make a new one, they just funnel gold down to that twink so that they can just buy gear and level up as quickly as possible. That's not what I'm doing. I will admit I bought a couple of my green items, but I bought it with gold that I got from my professions, so I haven't funneled anything to this character. I think at some point, I have another character I'm playing casually off stream, and he's doing jewel crafting. I think at some point I am going to send myself 2 rings and a necklace, but I'm also going to pay my other character for that, so it still feels like a transaction and it doesn't feel like I'm just, you know, funneling stuff to my character. I'll you know, like I would have paid anyone for that gear. I think the only thing I really, not even regret, but the only thing I really wish about Rogue is that it somehow had a secondary spec it could do. So like Rogue, no matter what you're doing, subtlety, combat, assassination, any of it, you have to be DPS. There's no Rogue tanking, which I think there's really good opportunity for a Rogue tank based around dexterity or agility and dodging, as opposed to just who can take the most hits. Because right now, I don't think there's any tank spec that isn't based around just having a really high health bar or having really high armor. I think it's all based around, you know, it is all based around that stuff. I don't think there's any that aren't based around that, and I think that'd just be a cool concept, like a rogue who just tanks because the enemy can't get a hit on him, as opposed to having just, you know, armor that it glances off of every time. I think that's a fun idea. I mean, you can always evasion tank. That's always a thing, but that only lasts 15 seconds. So that's not a real, like, that's not a raid mechanic to evasion tank. That's more like, oh, I accidentally pulled aggro in the dungeon, or our tank got stunned and now the boss is attacking someone else. I'll pull aggro, evasion tank until the tank is back up. I want an actual tanking spec for rogues. I tanked, so I played Warlords of Draenor and Legion are the last ones before, I guess they're the last main expansions that I played like heavily, and I played a tank in Warlords of Draenor for the first 2 raids with my guild. It was a lot of fun, but it was a lot of stress too. Like, first off, if you're a tank, when you run dungeons, everyone is expecting you to lead the group through, because you obviously have to go first into every room, so you need to know where you're going. So I felt every time I didn't know which turn to take and I had to ask, I felt like, oh, I'm just slowing them down. I feel bad about it. But tanking in raids was like, there are only 2 of you. Even in a 25-man raid, there are 2 of you. So you are constantly, you have to know all the fights, you have to know all the mechanics, and you have to do it all correctly. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Ooh, that's a good shield. If I see a warrior or a paladin running around, or give him the shield. That's another thing I like to do in this game. Green items, unless you're doing enchanting, so you want to disenchant this stuff, like the 5 silver, look, I have 30 gold. That 5 silver means nothing to me, so I'd much rather find someone in the world who would use the stats on that shield better than I could use the 5 silver, and I just like to give stuff to people. A lot of times, though, you open a trade with someone randomly, and they just decline it because they don't know who you are. Yeah, if I ever tank, though, I like paladin tanking. Warrior tanking is too difficult for me. It's hard for me to keep aggro of large groups. I don't know how people do it. Paladin tanking, awesome. Consecrate, the shield one that bounces between people, easy. I haven't tried any of the other tanking classes. I haven't tried Bear Druid. I don't know what the name of that one is. But I haven't tried Tank Druid. I haven't tried... Oh god, there's more tanks. I know there's more tank out there, but Paladin's the only one I really try. Yeah, the tanking in this, like, I wouldn't, other than Dead Mines, which I think I know pretty well at this point, and is a fairly linear dungeon, like, you can't really make a wrong turn in Dead Mines. I wouldn't know where to go if I was tanking. I wouldn't know where to lead people. I would really constantly feel like I was just slowing down everybody and that everyone was getting annoyed. Even if they weren't really getting annoyed, I would feel like they were. That's just my own social anxiety coming through, though. I need a way to see chat. Maybe I could put chat up in the top left window here, just so I can stop, like, looking over every time to read a message. I appreciate the messages. Don't think that's what I'm getting at. I just feel weird, like, because I know you guys are watching me look over to the left all the time. If you're even watching me. I'm probably on your third monitor. No offense. I don't mean that in a bad way. I would also put a random stream on a third monitor. My monitors are, I don't know if I can say this, actually. Fuck it. 2 of my monitors are monitors for my job. So we work from home, and they send us home with a work computer, a tiny... It's the smallest little HP PC I've ever seen in my life. Absolutely tiny. They sent us home with that, a keyboard, a mouse, and then 2 really nice monitors. Not gaming monitors, but really nice ones. Good resolution, bad refresh rate, or good resolution, 30 refresh rate, bad response time. Like, not made for gaming, made for office work. So I have those set up, like, on either side of my gaming monitor. And then I use those for videos and stuff while I'm gaming on my actual gaming monitor. So yeah, it's not going to be in here. Oh, it is here. So you can indicate that you're welcome to run new groups and act as a guide, but I feel like even when you have that checked off, most people just expect the tank to be the one walking and leading the group through. That's at least any dungeon I've run when I haven't been the tank or the healer. Like, the tank is always the guy who just leads us through everything. which I appreciate because I don't know where to go.
Hey there.
It just seems like that always falls naturally to the tank, even if it's not really supposed to be their role. Oh, I need to sell some things before I can pick up quest rewards.
What can I do for you? See you around.
Pick up quest rewards, and then we'll go through that a little
Things
more
are-
stringently.
Be careful. For the Alliance.
Can I help you? See you around. For the Alliance.
Cool.
I supply only the finest goods.
Oh, they're all 8 slots. I was thinking, like, should I buy 8 slot bags? I didn't realize I had already bought 8 slot bags. Like I said, I hold on to green gear like that just in case I find someone who can use it. It's not worth selling. Like, altogether, that's less than 10 silver. It doesn't mean anything. Yeah, the relaunch of Classic, I will say that that was the first 3 or 4 months of Vanilla Classic was an entirely different beast, like all on its own. Just the amount of people playing and everything was just something we're not ever going to see again unless they relaunch Vanilla again. That's what some people want them to do. Instead of going on to Cataclysm after this, they want them to just cycle back to Vanilla and just do these 3 over and over again, which I wouldn't have an issue with, but I also do want to go play
See you
Kata.
later.
But that was a whole different beast, and I'm sure there were a lot of people who were willing to lead a group even if you weren't the tank. But it's just been my experience that the tank is usually the one who is supposed to lead the group through things because they're the ones who are supposed to go through each door first anyway. There's the other turn-ins over here. Are they at the top? I don't know where this quest guy is. Scout Riel. Riel? He must be at the top of the tower. I don't know. I'm really sad I missed the relaunch of Classic. At that point in my gaming, I was just not playing WoW. And I mean, you're here you play WoW. You understand that sometimes you just take a break for a couple months because you're not feeling it. God, if I could go back and change anything from the last 5 years, that'd probably be it. Wait, you're supposed to have a quest for me. Rude. I'm really sad I missed Vanilla Classic because that was, from everything I've heard, that was just a whole different beast. Especially on this server specifically, Grobulus, if you're on the West Coast or even the East Coast with decent internet and you want to get back into Classic, I would recommend this server. It started off as a really heavy roleplay server, but not one of those cringy roleplay servers with like people dancing in like the Goldshire Tavern naked for money, things like that. I'm sure people did that, but the focus wasn't that. The focus was more like, we are the Alliance, you are the Horde. It's a PvP server. We're going to have big epic wars and fights beyond the scale of Imagine. Like that kind of stuff, which was awesome. If you ever want to see what it was like and you haven't watched it before, there's a YouTuber, Barney64, Barny 64. He has a series called Barney's Scarab Lord Adventures. It is quite literally the best WoW content I've ever seen anyone produce ever. And like, I'm producing WoW content right now. His is phenomenal.
Bless you.
The only thing I would say is do not start it 3 hours before you go to, don't start it less than 3 hours before bed if you have a bedtime that you try to stick to, because you will not stop watching it until you have gotten to the end of it. It's addicting. Got some new pants. Got some new pants. Yeah, even if it wasn't just because of the job, like, I understand. Especially after grinding to 40 in Classic, like Vanilla Classic, I would totally understand if you needed to take a small break. And then, gamers, we know. You take a break from a game and sometimes you just don't get back to the game. I do that with Skyrim all the time, where I play for like 2 or 3 days. Like, I'll play 6 hours a day. I'm super into it. And then, because I've played for 3 days, I've played almost 20 hours over the course of a weekend. I put it down for the week and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna focus on work. I'm gonna focus on like some other hobbies. And then you just never get back to that character. Yeah, solo only, that's rough. I also solo level only. I think only one time in my life I've ever leveled with another person. It was a roommate of mine from college. He's the one that actually got me into Warlords of Draenor when I really started playing the game, and he and I leveled together. It was during Warlords of Draenor, so level cap was 80, 90, something like that. And he went home for a weekend, and we were both level like 62. And then when he came back at the end of that weekend, I had just not stopped playing, and I was like level 78. And he was like, "Well, I guess I just can't play with you anymore." And I was like, "I'm sorry, dude, but did you expect me to not play for a whole weekend?" We were addicted. You can't just expect me not to do that. That's unreasonable, in my opinion. I feel like I don't know how to get this quest. I know it's a dungeon quest. I know it's a Deadmines quest. I just don't know how to get it. Because I want to have all of the Deadmines quests when I finally find a group to go do it. If I can find a group to do it. Oh, level 16. Hold on. Point. But the reason I'm rolling rogue right now is, I mean, I want to find a guild, I want to raid, I want to do all that, but also that world PvP, man. I am gonna, once I've got good gear and I know I'm like equivalently geared to all of the people I'm gonna run into in the world, oh boy, I'm just gonna go out and just try to kill as many people as I can see, as many horde players as I can see. That's my dream. Because this is a PvP server. Can't turn that shit off. You just gotta die or win your fight. And I'm gonna die a lot, but we'll also kill a lot. It's weird, I've been playing on private servers for so long that I forget that achievements exist sometimes. Oh yeah, this place. Gotta be careful here. These, not the looters, but the pillagers, they're mages, and they slap. Yeah, I mean, if you want to level through dungeons, retail WoW is probably the place to go. Once you hit 15 and you can start doing dungeons, you don't have to ever quest again if you don't want to. Because they have a dungeon finder, so you don't actually have to go to each dungeon to get in. You can just queue up for it and then hit a button and join it when it's ready. I kind of wish they'd kept that. I really do. I kind of wish they'd kept that in this. What shield do you have? You have the same shield I have. Never mind. I was going to give him my shield. The green one that I have. Oh, that pillager is going to be a problem. Let's back up. Shit. Alright, well. Yeah, they slap. Oh, I'm dead. I'm 100% dead. Goodbye. I got lucky there. I really thought I was 100% dead there. 75 damage a fireball. That's just so much damage. Thank God I'm not hardcore. I would have freaked out. I have lost more than one hardcore character to these guys, though. I had a paladin. I'd gotten so much luck. I was getting green drop after green drop. It was awesome. And then I got here, and these assholes put me in the dirt. But I can kick them, so I don't care. Oh, I can't kick this one, though. I'm wearing the mask. I feel like they should feel like they should be okay with me. I'm wearing their mask. It's like, guys, I was just sent out on an assignment. I'm one of you. I'm with you. But yeah, retail leveling is probably as close to like just dungeon and loot leveling as you could get. I mean, also you're gonna end up with heirlooms after you get enough gold, so you stop getting loot after a while, just because the heirlooms are always gonna be better than any loot that you can get. But still, fun. Plus, you get to actually see all of the low-level dungeons, which you never get to see otherwise. Yo, can this person go away, please? I can't fight two of them at the same time. I need to be able to kick one. Alright, cool. But I have to be on top of them when they start running away. Because otherwise they run faster than me. But they really responded late to that. I feel like they kept walking for a bit or two. Probably just lag between me and the server, if anything. How's the video quality on your end? Just out of curiosity, because on my end I think it looks okay, but also, you know, it's my video, so sometimes I can't be objective about it. Just since I have someone responding and talking, figured I'd ask. Because I could also up the bitrate that this is coming through on, which could help with video quality. And I haven't noticed, I've been upping it slowly stream after stream, and I haven't noticed any like internet problems yet. So just curious what you're getting on your end, I guess. Wait, he has a guy with him, doesn't he? Yep. This is what got me last time. This is what got me on the hardcore. I attacked the guy behind the cart, and I didn't realize there was someone in front of the cart. Oh, we're so dead. It's alright, I'll just potion if I need to. I actually think we're going to be okay. Because he's not allowed to get that fireball off. Oh boy. I really should have just potioned. There's no reason to hold the potion. But I felt like being risky. Right, we're going to build some bandages. Good. Glad to know. I try to rewatch some of my streams just to see, and I think it looks okay, but I can never be objective about my own streams. If you ask me, I think I produce the best content in the world. That's a lie. It's Barney64. His videos, legendary. I just got a guild invite in Whisper Chat, but nope. I know normally if I was leveling without like a stream to talk to, I would join a guild and like I'd interact and talk just while leveling, just for the fun of it. But nope, not this time. Because then half of my stream is just going to be me typing back in guild chat, and I want to avoid showing it, so I've got, you know, I've got the thing over my chat here. Just doesn't make sense to do. Plus, it's not like they're going to be the guild that I raid with later on. They're just a leveling guild. Get back here. Let me kill you. Oh my gosh, can I just get a dagger drop? Like, can I get any green drop I can actually use, actually? That'd be better. It's a better ask. 2 pillagers. I don't think I can do that. Oh, it's a pillager and a looter. Hold on, I can totally do that. Oh, no, I don't want to take that from them. I don't want to be rude. Oh, just wait though. When I start running into Horde players, I'm going to be rude as hell. So rude. They won't expect it. I really want to go with the whole fantasy of like Alliance versus Horde. I don't care that we're teaming up against the Lich King. It's Alliance versus Horde. It's a PvP server. I'm going to grief them and just generally make their lives as miserable as possible whenever I can. That is the ultimate goal. All right, this is getting farmed pretty hard. I'm going to go to the city and see if there's some people there I can kill. I've never gotten a Horde character to max level. I've leveled through Horde zones, but never more than like halfway. I've always just played Alliance, I don't know. I really, really like the human starting zone. Elwyn Forest and then Westfall afterwards is probably my favorite starting zones that you can have. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I'm used to them. They're probably not even the most efficient leveling zone out there, but I'm just so used to them. But like for the first 20 levels, I really just turned my brain off. Are you a Horde or Alliance player? Undead is pretty cool. I will agree with you on that. Undead is a cool, if I have to play Horde, it's either, Orc or Undead. Hello, friend. They caught me unawares, and then my kick didn't go off. I think that's what got me. My kick didn't go off on them. Also, I just didn't watch my health. Yeah, Orc or Undead are the only ones I've really ever tried to play. I played a Goblin when Kata came out. I didn't play Kata enough to say I actually played Kata. I leveled a Goblin to like 30 and then I stopped playing the expansion forever. But Undead's cool. I just like the aesthetic of Undead. Did you know in China, the Undead race can't have bone showing? So all of the Undead models in China, character or just general mob, they're completely, all bone is covered by flesh. Just a little thing I learned from a podcast like a decade ago and stuck with me. Yeah, completely censored. It's weird though, because like they don't have an issue with the undead. They don't. I think they also don't have skeletons because of that rule, which is kind of crazy to me. But weird that for some reason, like why are skeletons like such a taboo thing in their culture? What is the reasoning behind it? I guess. I mean, not like China has WoW anymore anyway. I think they're still. I think like the Chinese servers are still just turned off completely. I think the region of China is blocked entirely. Oh, I don't want him to lose this. Oh. Dang. He got so close. Poor guy. If I'd realized that that was what was happening, I would have come over and helped him. If you don't know the zone, where is he? The one thing that was dead here, the Defias Trader, is an escort quest from somewhere around here back over to here. It's an escort quest, so like they got close to the end of the escort quest and then it died. If I had realized that that was what was happening, I would have run over, because escort quests are already the bane of everyone's existence. Ooh, a chest. Those are a pillager and a looter. Yeah, I can do that. No problemo. Just die. Disarm gets me. Look away again. I hate disarm as a mechanic. I get it serves a purpose. I'm not saying it shouldn't be in the game. I'm just saying I personally hate disarm. I hate how long it disarms you for. Like a full 5 seconds. That's enough to cast like a fireball and then start another cast of fireball. It's just a lot. I think the only good thing that comes of it is it just passively increases my unarmed fighting skill, though. Because obviously you're never going to unarmed fight any other time. Yeah, give me the revive. I'm going to get that chest, though. Chest is mine. And there's going to be a dagger in there that is for a level 16 rogue and has a ton of agility on it, and we're all going to clap and cheer when I get it. That's what's happening. I've already programmed it into the server. My uncle actually, he works at Blizzard, so like I just told him like, hey, put a dagger in that chest for him, and he was like, will do as soon as I get done with all these sexual abuse charges. All right, we did get a green item, but not one that works for me. All right, we got nothing. We got these wrists. That's about it. Doing a mining and a skinning as professions because I don't feel like there's a reason to go for any crafting professions, at least not this late into the expansion. If it was like the beginning of Lich King, I would choose one and I'd try to like, I'd try to corner the market or at least be like that person in my guild. Like if you need jewel crafting, you go to Alex, he's got it for you. But this late in the expansion, I think I'm just going to take the 2 gathering and then just sell the materials and just be rich. I think I miss out on a couple pieces of gear that I could make through leather working or whatever, but it's not a big deal, in my opinion. He's gonna pull like 5 guys over with him. Yeah, at least the pillager's coming over. We can line of sight the pillager though. It's alright. Probably line of sight him pretty well. Alright, can you all just die, please? Of course my kick missed. Out of all of those attacks that could have missed, it was the kick. What the fuck? This is a bad stretch. It's these pillagers. Like, the fireballs just... Like an 80 damage fireball at level 15 is rough. And then I think I missed multiple kicks through the last like 15 minutes. He beat me. Okay, okay. All right, hold on. I hear you. I hear what you're saying, and you're not wrong. But also, fuck you. Yeah, no. He got me with a stick. I know. But the fireballs are still they're really strong at this level. It's kind of crazy. Like 80 damage is quick math, math and things. That's like a quarter of my health. That's just under a quarter of my health for him for like a 2-second cast. You know, it's just a lot. I get if I was a paladin or a warrior, I'd probably have like 500, 600 health. It wouldn't be that big a deal. I would have been fine if I didn't miss my kick. All right. Oh, wait, she's doing it again. I got her. I got her. Don't worry. I got your help. No. Gotta be a good person in this game sometimes. You gotta be a good person when it comes to escort quests. That's gonna be the real truth. Escort quests are a pain. And like there was zero chance that she was not about to lose there. He was getting aggroed by a looter and a pillager, and she was already dealing with her own, like... Now, if that was a horde player, I would have beat them with my stick. And that's code for I would have destroyed them with unfair game mechanics called Fireball. What do I even need? Oh, God, I'm done with looters. I just need pillagers at this point. Well, let's find some, right? Pillager in there next to a looter. But I'll pull this pillager as well. That's instant death. Well, back to the farm we go. But first, I'm gonna steal from this person. Because I can. You should be able to pickpocket other faction players. Like, you should be able to pickpocket horde players and take actual items out of their inventory. Oh god, imagine you're doing some quest where you have to get like 10 of these items and the drop chance is super low, and you finally get the last, you think you get the last one, and then you look and it's like, oh, at some point a rogue must have pickpocketed the rest of them out of my pocket. God, that would be a quit the game moment. That would be a put the game down for a couple hours moment for sure. Why are they all looters, man? Where's the pillagers? Where are my blasty boys? I wonder if anyone is queuing up for dead mines. As a level 20. They're not going to take my level 16 ass, that's for sure. But I can queue up. Worst comes to worst, I do get a group that is okay with carrying my butt through dead mines. I mean, worst comes to worst, I don't get a group, but I wasn't getting a group anyway. Yeah, I kind of wish they just left Dungeon Finder in the game, even for Classic. I get that it's not the Classic experience, but at least once Burning Crusade came out, there should have been Dungeon Finder for vanilla content. I think that's the best way to do it. That way people who want to level new characters can level through dungeons, and they don't, you don't have to worry about having to solely quest, which can be a slog. But also people who don't want to do that can just quest and do things normally. Yeah, like yeah, pickpocketing should have some conditions, right? Because it'd be unfair to just be able to walk up to people and just take things from them. So like maybe if you get caught pickpocketing, it alerts them and you get stunned for a couple seconds. That way they have a chance to like come at you, essentially. Kill me. Whatever, I need him. I need him. Nothing I can do about it. did not grab both of them. Nice. But yeah, some kind of mechanic where if you fail pickpocketing, they get alerted and you get stunned. Maybe it automatically flags you for PvP for them, and like they can attack you without flagging their own PvP as like a result of them catching you or something. Be fun though. I think that's what I think WoW needs to get back to their Horde Alliance conflict roots. I think that's been lost in the last couple expansions. I think it's turned into, I think too many expansions have relied on there's a great evil in the world and the Horde and the Alliance must put aside their differences and fight together. It's like, no, I want to fight the Horde. It's Horde versus Alliance. That was the core idea behind Warcraft. But for so long, they've done away with that, and instead it's been a fun little let's all fight together fest, and I'm over it. That's what I thought it would be for Battle for Azeroth, and I mean, yeah, the core idea might have been conflict, but the questing and the zones and everything didn't really showcase the conflict, in my opinion. I'd like more of that. We just need to kill one pillager. Can I just run in here, kill this one, and if I die, I die? Just to get done with it. I think that's fair. Because the other two are looters, so we're 100% going to die. Well, if we pull this other one, it looks like we might not. Just die. I don't care. I don't care about the rest. It's alright. We got the last one. That's all I wanted. Now we can go back to Sentinel Hill, turn all this in. Go repair my gear because it's all starting to fall apart from all those deaths. I've started thinking about like what could you do for an expansion that could use the conflict as a genuine source of content as opposed to just an underlying story theme. I mean, I know expansions have like PvP quests or like dailies that you can go do. I know that exists, but I'm more thinking along the lines of like massive overarching like things that you can go do that really pit you against the Alliance. Not even just straight PvP, but also maybe like turn-in quests where you're fighting against the other side for who can do certain tasks or turn in certain items at a higher rate, and then by the end, like one group gets a bonus for a zone over the other, things like that. I think could be cool. I think reigniting the us versus them is probably the best. Because conflict is what breeds passion on both sides in all areas of life. I mean, we have Republican versus Democrat. We've got left versus right Twix. You know, where are you going, dude? I don't even care enough. Like, come back and fight me or run away, but like, choose one. Yeah, conflict is what breeds passion in fan bases. So having more conflict is only going to be good for WoW going forward. Alright, if this guy kills me, I swear. One more hit and then he's going to turn around. Yeah. Conflict is just fun. think it would be good to have an expansion that brings us back to core Azeroth, to Eastern Kingdom and Kalimdor. Oh yeah, I've played a ton of Hearthstone Battlegrounds. Not recently, but a couple years ago, my roommate and I would lay on the couch for hours every day at just playing the same games together. It's a good time. So there are concepts I don't get now. Like, I'm sure there are meta builds and stuff I don't understand, but I played a lot of it back in the day.
Go with honor, friend. Be careful.
Where's the other turn-in? What? All the way over here. Oh well, we'll head over to Reddit at some point. Some point's going to be pretty soon, actually. We're going to have to go over there because we're about to run out of quests in this zone. And we're perfectly leveled for that zone. Cool. I just want to hit 20 and get my mount. When I was playing Battlegrounds, though, it was... I'm trying to think of what, like, the big builds were. I remember Murlocs were huge because you could just buff up like one specific Murloc to an insane degree, and then you would just let that one Murloc carry you through the whole thing. What else was there? Remember, I think Kripparrian still does videos, but I used to watch Kripparrian play a lot to like learn builds and stuff. As far as I know, my old roommate still does play, although he and I don't really talk, so I don't know for certain. But I'd come downstairs when I used to live with him, and this was less than a year ago, and I'd see him watching videos on like new meta builds and stuff to do. I'm sure. I like repetitive games like that. I think short repetitive games are probably some of the most addicting ones out there. Anything a half hour or less, where it's just kind of the same thing over and over, is going to be really it's gonna get people playing. That's my issue. That was my issue with League of Legends. After a while, I played a lot of League of Legends, but I didn't want to play a 40-minute game that I had to put so much thought into. But then I play Rocket League, and it's like, oh, this is at most a 10-minute match, and you know, it's all the same stuff over and over again. You're going for the same hits on the same looks at the same goals. Like, Binding of Isaac was no more than an hour at worst, but if you were playing well, a lot of your games wouldn't last more than 30 minutes. So roguelike games I'm really into. Yeah, I would give Battlegrounds another look for sure. I mean, I could just download Hearthstone on here. Maybe next time I get off the WoW kick, I'll check it out. Bro. Yeah, it was a lot of right-clicking. Like, I'd end a match and you'd have to like massage your finger because you were just like right-clicking all over the place to constantly move your guy. But if you weren't doing that, you weren't moving. Your like micro movement wasn't where it should be, and you would get hit by people's abilities. Once they realized that you weren't constantly course correcting, they would hit skill shots on you 24/7 because they realized they just had to lead the way you were going because you're not about to switch direction randomly on them. I really liked League of Legends though for a long time. That was a big game. Rocket League, awesome. I can't say enough about Rocket League. However, if you've tried to play Rocket League on a keyboard and mouse and you didn't like it, you need to give it another look, but on controller. Even if you have to plug the controller into the computer, it's supposed to be played on controller. Oh yeah, are you talking about Dota maybe specifically? Because even though they look very similar and they are MOBAs, they should feel like similar games. I feel like League and Dota are very different. And if you play Heroes of the Storm, I think the only thing I have to ask is why. Not that it's a terrible game, but I feel like it came out after League and after Dota. I feel like it was them. Heroes of New Earth? I've never heard of that in my life. I'll have to look that one up. I've genuinely never heard of that before. New Earth. Interesting. Is that a big game? Was there a big player base? Because I feel like if it was a big enough game, I would have at least heard of it. But yeah, I've never ever heard of that. Yeah, that makes sense, I guess. Yeah, no, I've never heard of it. I'm sure it was fun though. If it's a game big enough to support private servers after it's gone down, like there's a player base for private servers, it's probably a pretty well-liked game. Oh god, I stopped looking at my health, Alex. What are you? Oh, the graveyard's right here. It was planned or something. I gotta look at my health more. I think I get so into the talking part of this that I forget that I'm actually playing a game sometimes. I also need better weapons. I'm starting to really feel the under-leveledness of my gear. Well, maybe I'll head back to Stormwind, grab my gold from the auction house, and then potentially see if there's a new dagger or two I could grab, just to keep the weapons up to par. I'd feel bad about that normally, but we're just gonna go back and do that. We'll have to come back here later anyway. There's a couple other quests along the coastline here I'm going to do, but I need to wait a level or two for those. I'd feel bad about that, but every single person that we're going to see around here is already running heirlooms anyway. So even if I buy gear, it's not going to be better than the gear they're going to have as is. And I've got 30 gold. Yeah, I don't care either. I'm maybe not. I'm not gonna like set my whole thing because it could be a lot to buy all of these as well. But at least the daggers I need to upgrade, just so that my damage output is decent. Agreed. I thought I had heirlooms from I played a mage on here for a while, so I thought I had heirloom gear that I could throw down to my rogue, and then I couldn't find it if I did. It's been a couple months, so I don't remember if I actually bought it or if I intended to buy it and then never did. But it's gone. Yeah, we'll save a ton of time by going and getting new weapons and coming back later. We'll head over to Redridge from here, though. Like, both these daggers are subpar at this point, under level 10. Westfall has no daggers that they drop for gear. Ooh, a chest. This chest is going to have daggers in it. Feel it. It's going to have 2 blue daggers. It's the dream, innit? Nope, a banana. I guess a banana is a dagger if you're strong enough. You just have to freeze it first and then... I just need to make sure I have 5 gold at level 20 so I can buy my mount. That's the only thing I care about. you have heirloom gear? No. Oh, you had to have bought those. There's no possible way you got those as drops.
Hey there.
Or you're just way luckier than I am.
Safe travel.
Oh, boy. Got lucky. I got let out of work early today. Supposed to work till 5:30, and it's now 3 p.m., so I'm out of work. I was out of work like 4 hours early, but I'd still be at work for another 2.5 hours. Ugh. Lets me get this done. Not that this is a chore or anything, but lets me get this done early or play this a lot longer, because I really want to get my character up to max level. Yeah, so my job is essentially to listen to so all of the calls our customer service reps at my company make are recorded, because obviously, you know, everyone records them. But my job is to listen to a random selection of recordings every day to make sure that all of our representatives who are calling people are saying that they're on a recorded line. And then if they don't, I just have to send them an email like, hey, on this call on this day, you forgot to say that. Don't do it again. But we've had an issue with the server that runs our call thing that records it all, and so there haven't been recordings for the last 2 days. So they were like, hey, do you want to do this busy work, or do you want to just leave early? And I said, I want to leave early, because why would I not want to? I mean, technically I could have just stayed and done the busy work and played WoW while I was doing the busy work, but I couldn't stream it, and that's the problem. I've committed to streaming every second of this character's progression, so kind of need to stick to that. Alright, we're just going to sell the green stuff. We didn't find anyone to give it to anyway. Wait, no, I don't want to sell the hops. I need those for a thing.
Be careful.
It's not the only thing I do, by the way, because that would be quite literally the most boring job on the face of the planet, but it's a big portion of my day. Most days. Alright, I am level 16. Looking for daggers. I feel like this is really underpriced. There's no leather heads at level 16. None that I can put on, at least. There's no leather shoulders as well that are worth buying. Yeah, it's all real expensive. Not worth it. I just got good pants. I don't need to worry about those. Some agile boots. Oh, hell yeah. I really used to feel like this was cheating. Like, I used to feel like I was somehow depriving myself of the gaming experience if I do this, but when you're looking at a 40, 50 hour grind to get to max level, this is nothing. Maybe when I start running dungeons, I won't buy gear as much because I want to get things from dungeons, but I do not care right now. Cool. All tricked out. So what are you playing right now? I have to assume you're not just watching my stream, as flattered as I would be by that. I don't think I'm that entertaining. What are you up to? Anything good?
Have a good one.
Been the game of choice recently, I guess.
Need help?
Going to Red Ridge, I actually don't want to do that. Oh, well, I'm flattered then. I assumed if anyone ever put my stream on, it was going to be like second or third monitor in a minimized window while they play something like WoW. But it's nice to know, I guess. Oh, shoot, I should have sold my copper. I don't know why I didn't sell that while I was there. That's how I keep up. That's how I fund my lifestyle of buying gear. I actually made money from the Strip to Storm when I got 10 gold from all my stuff, and then I spent like 5 of it on this gear. We're just gonna run a mining route while I head to Red Ridge. Because every ore is like 50 copper, or 50 silver. Because a full stack is like 5 or 6 gold. It's pretty good. Really missing a mount right now, though. Alright, no copper here. $20,000 health. One day. One day. Grab both of these quests while I'm here.
What can I do for
Because these both go back to Stormwind. One of them I have to do for a video series I'm working on, but the other one is a class quest, so should really get that done. At least I need the one that gives me poisons, because once I access poisons, things get really good. It's just a huge jump in damage.
Careful. Have a good one. Hello.
I know we will use expose armor eventually, but for now I'm not. Oh, am I gonna get the pick lock or the lock picking thing? Ooh, that's the quest I get from SI7, isn't? I'm gonna have to go back to Stormwind for sure then. Because that's what SI7 does for me. It takes you to a place where you level up your lock picking to like 100 right away. Oh, let's put the lock picking on my taskbar here. Oh, I'm passing by a ton of ore. Yeah, so you go to boxes that you open till you get to 100, But the problem is by the time you hit 80, they go, or like by 60, they go yellow, and by the time you hit 80, they go green. So once they're green, you have to open like 10 of them just to get a level sometimes. So you just sit there clicking on box after box after box until you finally get it. But I want max lockpicking because I feel like if you don't have max lockpicking, it's a problem later on. I just want to be able to open any box that I run into. That's really it. Because sometimes you get a lockbox, and when you're not a rogue, you're just like, oh, well, I guess I get the 2 silver for selling this. But there's usually some good stuff inside. Bro, you aggroed from a far way away for being a gray mob. Oh, I need a new computer chair. This one sucks. It's comfy, but like any movement and it just creaks like an old rocking chair or something. It's bad. So every time I move, I have to remember to hit my mute button. Which also means I have to sit incredibly still when I'm playing. When I'm playing and then recording anything, because otherwise you're just going to hear the whole time. I know there are dungeons that need lockpicking, right? Like, not required, but there are dungeons where, like, an optional lock... If you have a rogue with high enough lockpicking, you can bypass certain things. I'm trying to think of what they are, though. I think getting into Stratholme, one of, like, the areas of Stratholme, you can do... Like, if you have a lockpicking rogue, you can get through a door that otherwise you need a key for, and the quest chain to get the key is like 17 quests long or something, so no one ever wants to do it. Other than that, though, I don't know if there's any like practical purpose to it. Just feels good to be the guy that when your guild is like, hey, can someone open these boxes for me? You can be like, I can do that for a couple gold. That's what I liked about New World. I don't know if you ever played New World, but that was a really fun MMO for the first couple months. I think in the first month and a half that it came out, I put 300 hours into it. So very fun for the first couple months. And you'd get, like, people would, the way the crafting worked, it was a grind to get your gathering professions and your crafting to like a top tier. Like, it was a grind. So most people that had any kind of life would only really work on 1 or 2. So you'd end up in the city and you'd have a ton of material for the thing you wanted to be made. And you just start asking around like, hey, can anyone make this? I have all these materials, please. And that was abundant for the first 2 months. So fun. And then I stopped playing one day and I just never picked it back up. Good game though. A very good starter game for Amazon to have made. And I hope that the next time they decide to do an MMO, because I'm sure they'll do another at some point, they take what they learned from that and they expand on it. Because it did a lot of things right. The feedback loop of grinding for higher levels of gathering and crafting professions was insane. Like, just the positive feedback loop you got of doing everything, like, I never wanted to stop. I spent hours just running in a circle in the forest, chopping a specific set of trees, just because I knew they'd respawn by the time I got back to the beginning of the row. Yeah, it would be good. It's nice to have that community. Which is what guilds are good for, I guess, but at the same time, it also, I don't know. Once you're in a guild, it feels like that's your only community. I'm not going to bother with that one. It's too many wolves to want to fight. It'd be nice if there was, I mean, I think Dragonflight actually, the current expansion actually did a really good job with the crafting orders. So, I mean, it's not super social because you're not meeting the person that's crafting things for you, but you can put up orders to craft certain items, and anyone who has the ability to can take the order and do it, which is, I don't know, it's a really good system. And I'm sure there are people out there who spend their whole time just crafting orders for other people and making gold that way. This went to Stormwind. This actually comes here. It's an hour 40 in.
Need help? Be careful. Go with honor, friend.
Just needed to get a shot for a YouTube video I'm gonna do. I do I have one video up like it, but I'm doing videos based on quest lines in WoW. So the next one I'm doing is the whole Murloc guard one that takes place in this area, where you go up and find the body and then find the other body and all that. So every quest turn in I needed to have a decent shot of for clips. I'm hoping those videos do well. The first one that I did is actually doing pretty decent. I mean, it's only got 50 views right now, but seeing as I only have 35 subscribers, that means I did reach more people with this one. Plus, it's consistently getting views, which is the big thing. A lot of videos, they get views for the first day or two, and then that's kind of where they stop. You may get one or two more as the day goes on, or the next week or so, but it kind of stops there, at least in my experience with the ones I've put out so far. But the recent one I did for the Young Lovers quest, it's just every day I'm getting another 10 or so, which is, it's just a good sign. I think it's a good sign, at least. Oh, God. I am probably going to head off at some point here, though. I'm going to play later, but Just have a couple things I should probably do with my day before it gets too late. If I sit here playing WoW for another 2 hours, I'm gonna hit a point where I just feel like, oh, the day's over. I can't do these other things, but I've got laundry and dishes and just general housekeeping that needs to be done. And if I do it now, I don't have to do it this weekend. That's the real goal.
For the Alliance.
All right, man. See ya. Feel free to hop in next time.
Greetings. Be careful. Light bless you.
Can I help you?
Just got a Dead Minds group, so.
Have a good one.
All right, guess we're doing Dead Minds. Randomly hit a group, although it's 2 hunters, 2 rogues, and I guess a priest, so interesting to see how this one's gonna go. Oh, we're all 17 except the priest is 20. Well, let's do it. What could go wrong? What could possibly go wrong? I have no idea how we're doing this without a tank. I assume one of the pets is going to pet tank and then the healer's going to have to just heal it, but yeah, no idea. Alright, no quests. We didn't pick up the quests necessary for this, but that is okay. The experience from the run and the gear that we potentially get is all I really need. It sucks we have to share it with a rogue, though, because if any daggers drop, you know he's also going to bid on them. Not bid on, he's also going to go for them. This isn't so bad, I guess. I mean, we haven't fought a boss yet. We'll see what it's like when we get to a boss. Staying back because I don't want to pull half the dungeon. I hope they don't mind I'm at the bottom of the DPS list, because that's not going to get me better. This is so scuffed. Oh my gosh. Someone asked if anyone here was mining. I don't care enough to take any of the nodes. If these were like high-end, top-tier nodes, maybe I care a little bit, but I don't care enough in this. I love that our healers... Is she even playing... Is she playing healer, or is she just Shadow Priest that kind of heals on the side? Although, never mind, it's not retail, so there's no specialization that they picked. She can heal probably as well as any priest could at this point, no matter what talents she took, right? Sounds about right. Alright, our first boss, Rockzor.
Van Cleef, baby.
You know what? My damage is fine. It's dead mines. It's dead mines. It literally means nothing. Truly not a thing. It's funny how I was just about to hop off when I got the invite. And I'm obviously going to take the invite. Like, I'm not going to miss out on a dungeon run when there's not a ton of people doing dungeon runs. It's early in the thing. We can do a check for the rare? Probably should. Guess not. Oh well. Pet level up. Pet level up. Why have my eyes suddenly decided to stop working? Next boss. Next boss. Just pulling down the things that I don't want to accidentally sell later on. Everything else is fine. I don't have anything to give a food buff, so the food buff right now, I guess. I am curious about this guy's gear. Probably is. No. Oh, this is the guy we saw earlier, who definitely bought some of his gear as well, so I don't feel bad. All right, I think this one can drop a dagger. This boss. So we're gonna hope for that dagger, and then we're gonna hope we win the roll on the dagger and not the other way. If it is a sword, though, I will still take it. Not gonna look a gift weapon in the mouth, just because it's not aligning with my class fantasy at level 16.
My mana is low.
There's a chest over there, too. Oh, he pulled 3 again. God, I need energy regeneration. I need other ways to regenerate it. I don't build up things fast enough. I don't build up combo points fast enough. Next level's big. It means that our finishers are more likely than not going to give us combo points. So it's big. Because combo point generation right now is our biggest drawback, our biggest issue. We just don't have a way to produce enough of it. So knowing that whenever we hit a finisher that we're most likely getting another combo point just increases our damage output by that much more. Someone over there. Here comes the big boy. Alright, let's get him. Sneed's Shredder. Oh, they're level 20. That's why I'm not hitting some of my shots here. They are 4 levels above me. Ooh. Well, we're for sure needing on that. That's just a straight up need. Oh, fuck you, Spud 99. Screw you. I mean, there's no point in that dagger. Our daggers are just as good, but healing does nothing for us. one of the daggers dropped and I lost the roll because we had another rogue in the party. Oh my god, I hate it. I mean, I appreciate them bringing me along, blah, 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 but I hate them. We just greed for things, right? I mean, unless someone said, like, I really need that shadow gem, but even then they could just meet on it. Whatever. Thank you, Spudward. You're brand new. Your butts are bleeding. Ugh. I just like how they said that. Oh, no, 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 no! Guys, 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 guys! You gotta read what your healer's saying! We don't have the manpower for this, guys! Oh boy. Stop! Oh my god! Bring your dude back! You pull more of this, we're gonna die. Alright, healer's here. Never mind. We're good to go. Let's do it. I will say, despite being a level down and a massive dagger down, we're keeping up with the other rogue pretty well. I'm pleased with our damage output in comparison to the only other class we can compare to here. Like, yeah, we're down on them by a couple hundred, but at the same time, you know, they are a level above us, and they did just pick up a giant weapon. Alright, guys, maybe we just chill for a minute. Let them take their phone call. Try not to get us all killed in the meantime. So, do I take blood spatter or puncturing wounds? Increase the damage of Rupture and Garrot, but I don't really use Rupture or Garrot, do I? I'm gonna use Mutilate, but I don't use Backstab at all, so I should probably not take that right away. I mean, we'll probably just do Blood Splatter. I will use Garrot for a while, until we get Mutilate. None of it really means enough. Until we get Mutilate, our build is incomplete, so just about piecing together what works. We'll have to re-talent ourselves once we get to Mutilate. Just so it all works out. Yeah, we're not that far off of Spudward. I feel bad. I was like, hey man, I'm gonna go. He was like, oh, I guess I'll go too. See ya. And then here I am running a dungeon. You guys mind if I tap this vein? Is that an issue for anyone? I'll let them run past me and then I'll see if anyone's tapping it. And if they're not, then I won't. Or then I will. If they're all running past, I'll tap it really quick. Next boss? Is this the room that goes down? It's got to be, right? Yeah. Okay. I haven't read Dead Mines in over a year at this point, so like I remember it, but not every possible inch of it. Alright. Oh boy. I am getting tired. It is 3:45 in the afternoon. Maybe I'll take a nap. It is the weekend, right? I could just nap if I want to. If anyone's coming to watch this afterwards, welcome to Dead Mines. If you've never done the run or done the dungeon before, it's the most basic dungeon for Alliance that you can run. It's got tons of great blue gear to start off with. Just great gear to pick up. That dagger that we missed out on is one of like 3 items and the only dagger on the list that I was really hoping we'd get. So I'm really upset that we just happened to be with another rogue, because there is no other class in this game that would have needed on that dagger other than a rogue. And it dropped and everything, so I wish we'd gotten it. Ooh, that was a big crit. 200 crit? That's our highest damage ability so far. 205. I'm going to remember that. And I will call out anytime we get a bigger hit. Greed. Yo, why don't you just... Yeah, why don't you use the boomstick? I'm like, what? I do as well. I can hand off that in a moment here.
Thank you.
I mean, I can't use it, and it's worth almost nothing to sell, so why wouldn't you hand it off to someone who needs it? That's going to be my philosophy through this whole experience. Unless it's like a blue or purple BOE, in which case, I mean, we have to think about the gold at that point, but I'm not going to hold on to things that I don't need. And I've got 35 gold, so an item that's only worth 5 or 6 silver to sell, it's just not worth it. It's not worth not helping out someone else when I would wish that was... When I wish someone would help me out in the same manner, right? Which I know no one will, because this is WoW, no one cares about the people around them, but someone's got to start it, right? Someone's got to be the first guy who does the good thing. May as well be me. What is it? Do a good turn daily? Maybe I start the do a good WoW thing daily challenge. And it blows up on TikTok. And everyone is now playing WoW just to get clout on TikTok for doing a good thing. Come back here. Melt ore. I never knew that was an ability anyone could use. Oh, that would be such a cool... Like, if they had abilities that you could get as a character based on your professions, melt ore, like, you just dump a bucket of molten ore on someone. Be kind of cool. You don't. Alright, I don't know what this next boss can drop. Dungeons, the Dead Mines. This next one is Gilned, right? Oh, this doesn't tell me his potential drops. That's Atlas loot I'm thinking of, not DBM. Okay. Just in case you don't know, Atlas loot is an add-on. I don't have it installed right now, but it essentially tells you every single boss of every single dungeon and raid in the game and their potential drops. It'll tell you like the chance that it has to drop that, like all of that stuff. What I currently have equipped is DBM. It's called Deadly Boss Mobs. And it's essentially just a helper to remind you of certain mechanics that you're going to have to do in a fight. So it doesn't really make a big difference for dungeons like this, but when we get to endgame raiding, it's almost like most guilds require you to have it as part of raiding with them. Because otherwise you have to rely on the individual player to remember to not stand in fire, or to remember that the boss is going to mind control 2 people, and no one's going to remember any of that. Just straight up. Alright, no lie. Kind of wish we'd just gotten off it. It's not that I don't want to do this. I'm having so much fun. I'm just, my eyes are drooping. I'm exhausted. But we've got Gilned here. We can murderize his face with violence as soon as everyone is up and ready. After, what's the next row? Lethality is probably the next thing we pick up, right? Although increasing maximum energies actually seems like it's a pretty big deal. Especially with the crunch I'm feeling right now for energy. Increasing my max energy by a certain amount would probably be pretty good. Die. Smelting pants. Ooh. That's not bad. I'm going to see if Spudward needs on it, because I don't actually know if I'm supposed to need on this, or if I'm supposed to let the hunter have it. So I'm going to wait and see what Spudward does. Yeah, he greeted. I'll greet too. It's not a huge deal for me. I don't care. An 80 and an 86, there was no chance I was rolling higher than that. No shot. That's a 14, 13%, something like that to roll higher. 14, because you can roll 100. That's fine. You'll find that I'm really big on not annoying people, which is going to run completely contrary to the person you're going to meet when we get to max level, where I am annoying people and I'm constantly running at them, like running different abilities on them and stuff. Or, sorry, that was dumb. I'm in the middle of combat. When I'm like running in the world and killing people and like in general being an intentional nuisance, that's going to really run contrary to the person that I'm trying to like show myself as right now. But just like right now, like these are all people, these are nice people. They invited me to a group. If I'm not supposed to need on something, even if it is technically an upgrade, like I'm just not going to need on it. It's not a big deal. That crit chance was not going to make or break how, you know, the rest of our gameplay. It doesn't mean anything. All numbers on a screen. Now, if it is something for my class, I'm absolutely going to need on it, like that dagger. I'm so salty about that. I see it in your hand, Spudward. Don't think I've forgotten. Like the Forsaken, we do not forget. We do not forgive. Whoops. Get invited to all these weird guilds, man. Little two-tapper, bang bang. Got some more. I'm also playing a shaman. You guys aren't going to see me play the shaman unless I decide to do like an alt day after I've gotten this to max level. But whenever I don't want to play on stream, I have a shaman that I play because I'm playing all of this character. Every second that I play on this character will be done on stream until I get to max level. And the shaman's kind of fun. I like casters, but also if you're not if you're not well geared, you're just completely screwed as a caster. Because you have to let the enemies hit you because you can't kill them in 2 or 3 casts by the time it takes to run at you. It's just the whole thing. So part of me wants to not play elemental, but also I have this deep love for casters. I like the idea of charging up a huge ability and then hitting them with like a huge, like just a huge lightning bolt. So I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna play it. He's only level 11, so I just started. I can always switch things around, but. I can't just sit back here and throw weapons the whole time. Gotta step into the fray at some point. Now they're looking for a tank for... Oh, you can't see. I've got chat blocked off. That's right. This group that I'm with, Spudward, I saw him in chat looking for a tank for like an hour for this. And I guess they eventually were just like, all right, we can pet tank it. It's fine. And now I see another person in looking for group looking for a tank for this. Not bad. Definitely hand that off to the next paladin that we see. Paladin or warrior. I mean, the other option is to sell it on the marketplace, and I know I could do that, but we're taking some damage. I don't know. Ooh. The healer's got a... Our healer's got big ball. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, God. Oh, jeez. Our healer is and we just pulled another pack. Oh, boy. Oh my God. That's a huge drop. I'm gonna wait and see whatever, because like a BOE blue, even though it's not technically for my class, like it's a lot of gold. Fuck it. Spudward greeted, I'll greed. Dang. I'd be a little tight about that. Not like mad at him for because he won it or anything. I'm not mad at. I wouldn't be mad at the other hunter that got it, but I'd just be tight at the world that I missed out on it, because that's a big. It's a sword. It's a big old big. What the fuck? My mind's going. I need to take a nap. I think that's what's happening. I've lost the ability to have functional thought. I need a nap. Oh boy, we're almost there. Almost there. Don't worry about it. We're almost there. Once I get to 80. Wow, I'm really not getting any level ups from this. What the hell? 5 of these before I finally got my level up. Now I'm getting them after everyone. Oh jeez, I completely just stayed here crafting. That's not fair. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Can't blame me for it. I refuse to take responsibility for my actions. Bro, can you just hit him, please, with this? Like, I don't know what else to say to you. I need you to not... This person needs to be saved. We need to kill the blackguard. Almost done with slice and dice. Oh boy. Now, I don't think we might be able to get a sword from him. I forget what exactly we can... Because there are 2 boss drop swords that we can also get from here. If you're trying to speedrun this dungeon for any reason, fighting him right next to this is the most optimal... optimal, because otherwise he stuns you and then he has to run back to this chest to grab his next item. But if you fight him right here, he stuns you and then just kind of immediately grabs the next thing. So if you're ever in the business of speedrunning dungeons, or you just want to get through them as quickly as possible, it's a good way to do it. Didn't get my slice and dice off. Built up 3 combo points on them and then just couldn't get it off. Travesty. Truly just signed that the world's coming to an end. Terrible. Say no. I am lone wolf. Roar. I declined, but I'm still with them, so I feel awkward. I wanted to say something. That's definitely not the level of humor that I try to hold myself to. That was a stupid joke, but... Sorry, I know you can't see the group chat or the party chat. I apologize. It really just is a thing for me that, like, I didn't ask them if they're okay with me recording what they're saying. So if you see it come up over their heads, I can't block all that out, but I could do my part to not be invasive. 4 combo points I could have gotten Slissy and Dissy off. So we put a point in vigor and then 4 into lethality, I guess. Oh no, I pulled. Oh, I didn't pull you. Alright, 1 more and then we can get a slice and dice off here. Now we go. Shing, 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 shing. Shing, 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 shing. I wish the little blue line stayed behind him the whole time. A lot of green. I don't remember there being this many green drops in like my average Deadmines run. It's not better than what I have. If it was better, I'd think about it because it's gear, but it's not better than what I have. Eh. I'll greet it. If I get it, I'll put it on. If not, I don't care. I don't want to lose the agility that's on my cloak anyway. Even though that is technically a higher level, and you should really just go with level of the gear up until you get to max level. Only maybe 3 more bosses if we're gonna fight Cookie, right? Because we've got Bitch Boy all the way up there, and then we have second Bitch Boy, and then we've got Cookie roaming around. Man, where are you going, Meliana? What are you up to, bro? I like the blue lines behind my hands whenever I do slice and dice. I wish they would stay there the whole duration. Someone gonna take it? It's really there for anybody. Okay. Why can't I open it? Oh. Oh, too late. We pulled. Oh, we pulled up there too. Guys, you gotta watch. You gotta watch what you're doing. This is bad. We're about to have a whole other group of guys running on us, and they're going to pull that other group. We're probably going to wipe here, honestly. What's going on here? Oh. To get there, but we can get there. So what do we do from here? Do we just wait for them to de-aggro and then run back, or what? Bro, why'd you jump down there? Oh, yep, there they go. Cool. I'll open the chest, guys. Like, if someone's got to open it, I'll open it. I don't care. I mean, the Seer's Belt is obviously going to our priest if it goes anywhere. Oh, no, I didn't mean to. Oh, we pulled him. I mean, we could fight it. We could fight it. Guys, we've been doing fine this whole time. We could fight it. Our priest is just chilling there. I feel like we should back up our priest. She thinks we can do it. We can do it. Yeah, there's no one here. Guys. Maybe wheel. Maybe don't be a pussy. Like the before we had to get on the wheel. I get it. But this time, come on. We were all manned up and ready to go. We're fine. This whole dungeon without a tank was going really well right up until this moment. I will say that. We were doing really well. Oh, someone's here. Cool. Hello. We were doing really well. We don't have a tank. We have 2 rogues, 2 hunters, and a priest. Luckily, the priest is level 22, which has kind of been saving us through this whole thing. But right up until this whole section, this vertical section, we were doing fine. We got the blue dagger drop from like the second boss, and then the other rogue rolled on it, obviously, and they got it. That hurt a little bit. A little bit. We also got a BOE blue drop in here. Oh, it gets too way too far up to find. Cerns probably has it on. Where are you, Cerns? Oh, you need it on it and you didn't even equip it? He needed on it and he's gonna go auction it off. What a dick. What an actual dick. What? I greeted on it because we had 2 hunters who should be using 2-handed weapons, and I figured, you know what? It's an upgrade for them. Let them have it, even though it would be an... Oh, I forgot. I tried to kick that. Even though it would be an awesome, a good chunk of gold. That's like 100 or more gold we could get for it. But I thought, nah, we'll leave it to them because they can actually use it, and he has not equipped it, which means he is going to go auction it off. Well, anything I can use. God dang. Actually tight over that. All right, Edwin. So we got green skin. Now we kill Edwin, and then the last one is Cookie, right? Is Cookie the one that goes in the pot? We could just get a single good drop off of one of these guys. A blue item that we can use. I don't think we have a single upgrade from this whole thing. All of this is stuff we came in with. Why are you needing on it? Yo, what is this hunter needing on that for? Oh, he's getting called out. Yo, he was for sure just trying to take stuff. Like 100%, he was just taking stuff to sell.
Lapdog, all of you. Fools! Our cause is righteous.
Just kill the boss.
The Brotherhood.
We can kill the others afterwards. Just kill the boss. Oh, baby. I mean, obviously I'm going to need on that. It's leather, it's agility. Yeah, it's a need for me, dog. Bro, where are you going? Alright, we need to potentially... die. Need to potentially evasion tank here. Of course I didn't get that roll either. God damn it. Both of the blues that are actually for me, and I don't get either of them. Oh boy. That's rough. It's okay though, we're only level 17. We're gonna run this a couple more times. It's not a big deal. Is Cookie not showing up? Oh, are we waiting for them? Yeah, I was about to say, where's Cookie? Oh, no, Cookie doesn't show up here anymore. This is classic. Cookie's wandering around the boat on the outside edge, right? That's right. I'm still a little pissed that Cerns hasn't equipped that sword yet. There is no reason for him to not have equipped that sword that he got, other than it was a BOE blue and he's going to sell it instead. In which case, he shouldn't have needed on it. That was rude. And, yeah. I'm not going to call him out on it, but that was rude. It's just bad etiquette. Like, if you need on an item, you need on it because it's an upgrade and you're going to equip it. If you need on an item just to not use it because you could sell it for more, then you're supposed to greed on it. That's what greed is for. Jerk. Where are they? How far away are they is the better question. Doesn't spawn them at the start of the dungeon, does it? They are pretty far away, wherever it may be. Where are you going, dude? If I go to the auction house and that sword is up for auction... it's alright, I couldn't use it anyway. All I had was the opportunity to greed on it so that I could sell it. stealth up, that way I don't alert anybody. Well, I think we have another person here. Hello. Welcome to the stream. The stream is going to end after this dungeon, but I'll be streaming later today if you want to come back and watch more. It's been 2.5 hours, so I need to go. I say I need to go do like housekeeping stuff, laundry and all that. I need to take a nap. That's the answer. I'm going to go take a nap and then be back at it later today, tonight, whatever. Oh my god, what is this is taking forever for them to run back. Well, I guess it's a great time to read out donations from chat. Nothing. It's dumb. I don't even have donations set. I don't have a way to get money from this. This isn't a money-making scheme. This just is what it is. Bro, where are they? Like, I don't know. If this is how long it takes to run back after a death on the final boss, maybe there should be better checkpoints for respawning. I'm not going to say that Classic was perfect, or, you know, Vanilla, TBC, Wrath of the Lich King. It's not perfect. There are some things that needed to be changed. And one of them was better checkpoints in dungeons, because we've been waiting for 5 minutes now. And I still don't see them on my minimap. What the fuck? Guys, we're really doing this? Like, we cleared out most of the dungeon, just don't run into people. How about that? Yeah, I had the opportunity to get multiple pieces of gear that would have been a solid blue upgrade for me. Got outrolled on all of them. 'Tis just WoW luck, isn't it? 'Tis. What are they fighting? That's, I guess, my question. Like, what is getting fought over here that they're dying to? Oh, fuck me. I ran back to help them, and all I did was pull more trash. I'm the baddie in this instance. That's me. I'm bad. Alright, the one thing I'm going to say, in Cern's defense, is that he's a dwarf, so he may not have two-handed swords available yet, and he'll have to go to Stormwind to like purchase that style. So I will give him the benefit of the doubt that that is what he's waiting for, because he can't actually equip it, but he still shouldn't have to forgo it. He shouldn't have to not get the item because he doesn't have the ability to use it in this exact moment. So I will stop being an ass and just accept that he probably did everything out of the goodness of his heart, like most people do. We have to assume that most people are always acting in the self-interest of the betterment of mankind, and not just themselves. I want to say, and I know I'm only level 17, so I could always go back and redo it all, but I'm kind of regretting Rogue. I'm not going to regret it when we hit max level and I'm PvPing in the world and killing people and having fun, but right now, leveling, I regret it. Because I'm all DPS. I can't just, like, I can't roll healer and then just get invited to every group, you know? That's kind of what I want. So that's the quick way to level, is to just do dungeons over and over again with a group like this. And if you're a healer, I mean, unless you're on in like the middle of the night and there's no one to run a dungeon, especially on a server like Grobulus that's pretty populated, there's always a group doing something. Where's Cookie? Alright. I know normally we'd set up slice and dice, but I'm just gonna set up my murder button. But I have boots of agility. Agility is better than stamina, so I just agreed on all of it. Oh boy. We saw so many awesome drops. We saw so many of them. We didn't get a single one. Fortunate. Yeah, we getting out of here. Get ourselves back to Sentinel Hill, and that's about it. That's all she wrote. Alright, well, that's going to be it for this stream, guys. Thanks for watching. If you could like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you can to help me rise up the YouTube algorithm. That way other people can find and enjoy my content. I would really appreciate it. And as always, guys, until next time, see ya.